So the two main ways you will be able to make some gold is through your different bronze celebration tokens and Timewraped badges that are the two currencies linked to this event. First, with your bronze celebration tokens, you will be able to buy two items that you will then be able to sell on the auction house, hopefully for a lot of gold. So here you will need to talk to this vendor, Historian Maddie, who is located in the main area of the WoW 20th anniversary event. And the first item that, in my opinion, will be the most interesting one is the 20th anniversary balloon chest toy. So this toy is something you can buy for 10 of the different bronze celebration tokens. And this is a BOE toy, which means that you can then sell it on the auction house. So here the reason why I think a toy like that will sell for probably quite a lot of gold, especially after the end of the WoW 20th anniversary event, is simply because players will need a lot of these different bronze celebration tokens in order to buy all the new rewards from this event, including all the new updated tier 2 sets. And so probably by the end of the very intense grind in order to get all these different rewards, they will not want to farm even more in order to buy this toy. And as they will have the option to buy it from the auction house, I'm pretty sure that many players will prefer the option of buying it with gold rather than farming more in order to get this toy. So this is of course something that is hard to predict exactly how much it will sell for, but during the first few days, if you manage to get your hands on it and sell it directly on the auction house, hopefully you will be able to sell it for a lot of gold. And then once the event will end, you will also have an entire year minimum in order to make more sales on this toy from all the people who were not able to attend the event or to buy the toy during the event. And of course, keep in mind, we're not sure if this item will be brought back into the game eventually, and if it becomes an unobtainable item later on, then you will be able to sell it for even more. So really here, all you have to do is to farm some of these different bronze celebration tokens and then buy the toy and post it on the auction house. And here I want to insist on the fact that for the different bronze celebration tokens, you will be able to get some of them just by completing all the different weekly quests in Khazalgar and also by doing some of the weekly events. So normally, even if you're not actively farming for these different celebration tokens, you will still be able to get some of them by simply doing all the normal activities in the WoW Within. And so if you don't know what to do with these different tokens and you don't really care about some of the other rewards, then this is probably a good way for you to spend your tokens in order to hopefully make some gold. Now, next to that, this vendor will also be selling this pet, Lil'Kaz Hilt. So this pet is pretty nice and is one of the two new mini pets that a lot of players are really excited for. And you will be able to also buy this pet for 10 of the different celebration tokens. So here it's very similar to the toy. You can buy the pet, learn the pet, and then cage it, and you will normally be able like that to sell it on the auction house. So again, this is something that is definitely a pretty good market, especially it will be good at the beginning of the event and then later on after the end of the event. Of course, pets are always a little bit slow to sell. I would say a little bit more slow than toys, but still this is something that can hopefully at some point make you some gold. And so that's why I think it's still worth considering buying a few of them while the event is up if you have too many of the different tokens or if you want to actively farm these tokens in order to buy some of these different pets and other rewards that you can sell on the auction house. So again, I think this one is definitely a good investment and hopefully you will also be able to make some gold with this pet. Next to that, we have a few more pets that you will be able to buy this time with your different Timewraped badges. So here, as you can see, we have, for instance, Spectre, Kraggles, Misty, and also the Karazhan Siphoner. So from the WoW 20th anniversary event, you should be able to directly buy Kraggles and Misty for 2,200 of the different badges each. So here, it's not going to be as expensive as, for instance, the Lil'Kaz Hilt, simply because the Timewraped badges are a little bit easier to farm, and also a lot of players already have hundreds of thousands of them in their banks. And so this is not something that is going to be too difficult to get. But still, it is definitely something that will be good at the beginning of the event and also later on, simply because again, you will normally only be able to buy these different pets during the event. And with the WoW 20th anniversary event, we will also be able to buy tons and tons of new rewards with the different Timewraped badges. In total, you will need more than 150,000 of them in order to buy all these new rewards. And so again, as you can imagine, for a lot of players, the priority is not going to be on these different pets that they know they will be able to buy later on for gold on the auction house, but more on all the different BOPs, transmog items, cosmetics, and mounts that they know will be gone at the end of the event. So in my opinion, this is still something you can consider also investing in. But as always, with pets, it's a little more slow to sell them. And especially as these ones are not as hard to farm, it might be a little bit cheaper on the auction house. Next to that, with the new rewards from the Burning Crusade Timewraped event, you will be able to buy the Karazhan Siphoner, which is also a pet that you will be able to then sell on the auction house. And this pet will also cost 2,200 of the different badges. So here again, very similar, you can invest in it, but it's definitely not going to be as profitable. And also remember that all the new items that will be linked, for instance, to the Timewraped event for the Burning Crusade will become permanent. And so each time this event will be up during the year, you will be able to buy this pet again. So it's not going to be as, let's say, expensive as these other ones, for instance, because again, the source of these different pets is the WoW 20th anniversary event, and it will be gone normally for at least a year, or maybe it will completely be gone after that. And so for that reason, if really you want to invest in some of these pets, I would recommend you to focus more on Spectre and Kraggles. But if you want to diversify the amount of items you have up on the auction house, then you can also maybe grab one of them and try to sell it for hopefully a little bit of gold. And finally, after that, we have Spectre that you can buy from the Wrath of the Lich King Timewraped event. And so here it's going to be very similar to the Karazhan Siphoner. You will not be able to buy it each time this event will be up, so it is now permanent to the vendor, and it will also cost 2,200 of the different Timewraped badges. So again, maybe you can grab one when the event is up and try to sell it, but I would not recommend you to invest too many of your Timewraped badges in this pet, because again, it will be back during the year and not as interesting. After that, we have another pet, and this is another one of these new little pets linked to the WoW 20th anniversary event that I think looks really, really cool. And so this one, instead of being something you can buy from the different vendors, it will be a rare drop from the Lil'Kaz world boss in the Blasted Lands. So here again, I would definitely recommend you to try and get your hands on some of these pets, because these ones are going to be even more expensive simply because you will have to be lucky enough to get them, and then you will be able to sell them on the auction house. But of course, Lil'Kaz will only be there during the WoW 20th anniversary event. So basically, after that, players will have to buy it from the auction house or to wait next year if they want to get their hands on this new pet. And as this is a really cool model, I do think that a lot of players are going to be willing to spend some gold in order to get it. And as this is a rare drop, probably a lot of people are going to be unlucky and not get it. And so then their last resort will be purchasing it from the auction house. So normally all you have to do is to go with your different alts every day and kill Lil'Kaz. And then like that, hopefully, if you're lucky enough, you can get a few of these different pets, and then you can sell them on the auction house for, let's say, a lot of gold. Finally, the last thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that you will probably be able to make some gold with boosting, especially with the new Timewraped raid Blackrock Death, and the fact that it will be available in NFR normal and heroic difficulty. I'm sure that a lot of players will be willing to pay for some boosts in order to do it in heroic difficulty and to get some of the really good gear from this raid. So this is definitely something that I think will allow certain players and certain guilds to make some gold. And of course, next to that, I'm sure there's going to have other opportunities to also boost for other things. But mainly, I would say that through this raid, some of the boosters will be able to make some gold by simply offering some carry in this new raid. So this is something, again, we'll have to wait and see if there is a demand for this type of boosts or not in patch 11.0.5. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!